Good evening, and welcome to True Dogman Encounters. I'm your host, Marvin Allen. If you or anybody you know have had a sighting and you would like for me to share it on my channel, then please contact me at True Encounters. I would love to hear from you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go and click the button below. Um, I hope that everybody is doing well. Hope everybody in good health. I love and I miss you all. Since I was in the house bored today, I just decided to give y'all a quick encounter. But before I get into this encounter, I just wanted to give y'all a couple of updates. Still hoping in a couple of weeks I'll have a podcast up and running, and and we can start doing a lot more things. But until then, I'm gonna give it to you have like I always gave it to y'all from my phone. As long as I can bring it to y'all, I'm gonna give it to y'all. Um, a question I would like to ask y'all: what do y'all think a Doug man is? That's just a question I want to put out there for the day. So when you comment, just let me know what you think a Dougman are. Are they physical flesh and blood, or you think they something supernatural? Because these things do bleed. So far as the supernatural, I don't know about that part. But like I said, everything falling into place. Hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll have a podcast up and running, and we can start doing a lot more bigger things. Just spread the word about True Encounters. Right now we have 800 and something subscribers. Our goal is still to reach 1,000. So again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go and click the button below. Um, like I said, I be having conversation with certain subscribers, and I know I'm good at what I do. I got a good heart, and like in the last episode, I told y'all about you know, it's bad when somebody takes advantage of your kindness. When you do something out of the heart, it just hurts. It really do. Because I could have kept all them for myself and shared them with y'all. But being kind and wanted to do this. Like I said, I did it from the heart. you know. But I could have kept them for myself and shared them all with y'all. But it is what it is. When you learn from your mistakes. So now I really know how some people is and what some people would do to get to the top. So if they can knock you down and keep knocking you down, then that's what they'll do. As far as when the podcasts do come up, I'm gonna do encounters on other cryptids because I have a lot of encounters with other cryptids, and I want to make the channel out of that. Not starting another channel. We're gonna keep this channel and we're gonna just base it off of that. But the main topic of True Encounters will be the Doug Man, because I know y'all love this cryptid so much, because it's just fascinating. It's like if you ever get to see one, because a lot of people you really shouldn't want to see one, but if you ever get to see one, it's just like it's like seeing something that's gonna amaze you. So feel blessed when you do see one, because everybody is not gonna see them. you know do I think that they are evil? In a way I do, but it's a part of me saying that I don't. I don't think that they just go around killing humans. Now, as far as animal, that's part of their instinct. That's in their DNA. They know they have to hunt to eat. But I don't think they just go around killing killing humans. That's just me. That's my opinion. That's my mess. I don't believe they just go around hunting and killing humans. I do believe that they can tell if a person is bad and is trying to bring them harm. These these creatures been around here way before us. You know, so when we go somewhere and we buy some land and be like, oh, all right, I own this land, it's my land. But them creatures been there before you. Think about that. Think about that. So it's like when we go and cut down trees and stuff like that, we taking away from their habitat. That's why in certain states and areas, that's why they moving closer to the city. That's why these creatures ain't afraid to come in town. They not scared to walk down the street or nothing like that. I don't think they fear nothing. Now, I have had eyewitnesses tell me, man, when they point guns at these creatures, that they know what they is. So they done had creatures move out the way, duck, run, because these things must know that if that person on the other side of that gun pulls that trigger, that this bullet hurts, that it can inflict some pain. So I don't think they just go around hunting humans. So when you leave a comment, let me know what you think. Do you think that these creatures just go around killing people? My opinion, I just don't believe it. I don't think these creatures really want to be seen. That's why they call them masters of the woods. And they don't get that name for nothing, because they can blend in their environment so well. They can do it so well, and you never will know that they are there. Now, when you smell them, you know that it's a cryptid in the area. Whether it's Bigfoot, dogman, goatman, the rake, lizard man, any of those cryptids. Like I said, I really wanna do a encounter on the lizard man. Think I got one or two on them. I don't have many on them because I haven't had a lot of eyewitnesses come forward if they seen it, or they didn't see it. But now Goatman, Bigfoot, and Dogman, I got encounters on them. It's just I only put a few out of the Goatman and a few out of the rake. It's like those two cryptids, the Goatman and the rake. It's like ain't too many people seen them. If they have, they not putting it out there. Let me take that back. It's probably a lot of people seen them. It's just not too many people are coming forth and telling you that they seen these cryptids. Now, back to this Dogman. The Dogman is just so fascinating, man. It's a lot we gotta learn, about this cryptid. I done had eyewitness, man, where they have had 3 and 4, pit bulls in the backyard, and this creature just came through and just tore all of them apart. I mean, just literally ripped them up. And these was 70, 80-pound pit bulls, and you talking 4 of them. But that go to show you how strong and how dangerous that this cryptid, the Dogman, is, And I always had a question: if part of this cryptid is Doug-like, then why do it hate Doug so much? Seem like it just dislike them, but it's a part of them that has that canine in their DNA. Why they hate them, I really don't know. But man, y'all, my subscribers, man, like I said, I love y'all more than anything, and y'all are my extended family, man, and y'all have been, really good to me for the comments and the like. Like I said, I'm at the bottom of the total pole, and sooner or later, I'm gonna start climbing that ladder. I will get more subscribers. I will get more likes. I will get more comments. I just started doing this. I'm not a veteran in this. I just started this. So hopefully in the months or maybe the year to come, man, we'll be up there. We'll be up there with some of these other radio stations and podcasts, man. Because when I tell an encounter, man, it's like I feel what the eyewitness feel. And I told you, I always get emotional when I talk about this stuff. It's because I got feelings. And I know what these people go through. The pain, the nightmares, the waking up in cold sweats. Man, these things have drove people, man, to suicide. And it's sad and it's just crazy, But this is my problem. Instead of learning about these creatures, why do some people just want to go out and hunt them just to get a body, just to prove to other people that they exist? If they don't want to believe it, then leave them there. Leave them where they at. They don't have to believe it. You don't have to go out and kill these creatures. But one thing you can count on, if you do happen to shoot one of these creatures and take them down, you got a very short window to remove that body. And again, if it's one, trust me, it's more around. And they not going to just let you take that body. They're not going to just let you take one of their own. So instead of killing these creatures, man, we need to try to find a way where we can observe these creatures, man, and learn more about them. Some people say, but it's hard. It's this, it's that. No, it's not hard. If you don't go in there with the intentions on hurting these creatures and trying to kill a whole pack, then you probably wouldn't have that trouble, Like I said, we need to learn more about these creatures, man, and get an understanding, man, and find out what it is about these creatures, man. Do they hate humans? I don't think so. But I do think that they take to certain humans, because I got subscribers, man. I have eyewitnesses that have built bonds with these cryptids, and it's amazing. It's amazing just to get these people encounter, man, and what they go through with these cryptids. That's just like Ty J. She got another encounter to tell me, and I cannot wait for her to tell me, man, because her story when it comes to these cryptids, man, have been so amazing. It's so amazing from her first time till the second time, until she built a bond with these creatures. And it's just amazing, man. And when I talk to her, man, I just say, what is it about you? And she tell me she don't even really know. She don't. So enough about that. We're going to just get ready to jump right into this encounter. It's not real long, but I wanted to give y'all something so y'all can listen to just a little bit before I get into it. It's about a lady, she was visiting family, and she had stopped at one of these rest stops where you get gas and get something to eat and stuff like that. So without further ado, man, let's just jump right into this encounter right here. Now, this lady, whose name I will not use. So the name I'm going to use, Miss K. So Miss K said she was going, to visit family. And she said while she was on the road, she was getting hungry. And plus, she wanted to put some more gas in her car. So she said she had pulled over and she had stopped at one of these rest stops. So she says she goes in, get something to eat. She sit down and she eat. She said while she was sitting there and she was eating, she decided, to call her family to let her know where she was at and how long that she would be. So she calls her family and she tells them, she said, well, I'm at, at this rest stop, and I stopped to get something to eat and get some gas. I'm not that far from y'all. So I should be there around such and such time. So she had, finished talking up with them. So she sat there for a few more minutes, and then she decided, to get up, go put some gas in the car, and continue on, leaving. She said she went out and she had put some gas in her car. Now she said this particular rest stop she was at, she had noticed that on one side of the other side of the road, she said that it was like it was like a little pasture, and she noticed that it was some cows on that side over there, grazing and stuff like that. But she said to the right of this place and to the left where she was coming in, and the other way that she would go going out, she noticed that those areas was heavily wooded. It was heavily wooded. So the spot, she said, that was on the other side of this rest stop where it had the cows at, she said it must have been somebody over there who had some land, who had animals over there, who had a house over that way. So she said maybe that's probably why she saw, those cows over there. So she said while she was sitting there and she was pumping her gas, she noticed that she could see some movement to the left of her where she was coming in at. She noticed that she could see some movement. She said it was dark though, so she couldn't really, really see really what it was, but she knew it was a dark figure moving just inside of the tree line. So she looking. She trying to figure out what it was. She said because she didn't know what it was. She said, but she could see this dark figure moving just inside of the tree line. She said, then she noticed that this dark figure stopped. She said, when it stopped, it must have turned around. She said, because by then, she could see yellow eye shine from whatever this was. She said the eye shine wasn't high off the ground. She said, but it was a nice distance up. So she said she knew it wasn't a raccoon or nothing like that, like a small animal. She said she knew it wasn't a deer because she knew the color of their eyes anyway. And she said these eyes on whatever this thing was, she said these eyeballs was huge. She said these eyes, it's like they glowed. She said it was like they were self-illuminating. So she watching these eyes. So she turned back around, took the gas, the pump out the gas tank, put it back up on the pump, shut it, locked it, got in her car. And she said she drove down that way real slow. She said while she was driving down there real slow, her lights hit this dark figure, what she seen. She said it was all black. She said she thought it was a dog. She said, but this thing was too huge to be a dog. She said when the lights hit this thing turned and it bolted on the side of this rest stop up through the tree line and went all the way around the back around. So it's like it went around the back, she said. And she had lost sight of it. So she said she sat there for a few more seconds to try to think of what she saw. Because she said to her, it looked like a big black dog. She said, but this thing was too huge to be a dog. So she ain't know what it was. So she decided, she better get back on the road. So she get back, she turns around, pulls out, get back on the road, and continued to going the opposite way from where she just saw this black figure at. She said But while she was driving down this road, she noticed something paralleling her in the tree line. Now, she said she wasn't driving fast. She said, but she could see that dark figure and see yellow eye shine coming from the woods. Say this thing was paralleling her. She said, but now the eyes looked like they were up higher. Meaning whatever this was, it was running bipedal and it was running on 2 feet. Now, she said she was only doing like 25, 30. She said she wasn't going fast. She said, but this thing was actually following her car running just inside the tree line. And she thinking to herself, what the hell is that? Because she looking out the corner of her eyes and still driving, keeping her eye on the road. So she look in her rearview mirror. She don't see no cars coming behind her at this time. She said, so she decided to slow down. So she said she slowed down just a little bit. And this figure, this dark figure with these yellow eyes, it slowed down too. She said, so now she getting scared. So she said she speed back up to about 25. She said this thing did the same thing. She said then she was coming around this turn. The turn on her left. She was coming around this turn to go on that side. She said when she was coming around this turn, she was going around this bend. She said she slowed down even more, was coming around in this bend. She said, and that thing just darted out of that tree line and ran just in front of her car over on the other side of this tree line. She said she pulled on the brake. She stopped. And she said, what the? Now she said, by she wasn't driving fast, she said her lights caught a glimpse of what she saw. She said that this thing looked like a giant wolf running on its hind legs. She said it had the canine face, the head, the pointy ears. She said it had the long arms. She said the arms was hanging down like in front of them when it was running. And it had the bent back legs. She said, but the upper part of this thing body was just massive. She said it was just cut up. She said because she could see the muscles in this thing arms. So she said when she stopped and she looked over on the other side, she said she could see this thing now, this creature. This is what she called it. This creature standing inside of that tree line. Now, mind you, she coming around this curve. So she ain't fully pulled back on the straightaway yet. Now, she said out of any other time, cars would be traveling. She said, but by it was late. Wasn't no cars on the road. So she's scared. She don't know what to do. So she looks over at this creature, because this is what she called this thing now. She said this creature was out of somebody's nightmare. So she looked over at this thing. She said this thing was just standing inside of the tree line. She said she started sitting there in her seat and she started breathing real heavy, like she was hyperventilating. So she said she had to calm herself down. She said she was scared to pick up her phone. She made sure her doors was locked and her windows was up. She said she didn't want to pull off because she didn't know what this creature was going to do. She said that's when she noticed that this creature walked out this tree line. And when it walked out this tree line, it stood right there at the tip before you come out on the road, and it looked dead at her. She said this thing looked like a monster. She said this thing was breathing heavy. She said then she could see the teeth on this thing. She said the teeth in this thing mouth were long. And she said it looked like it had too many in his mouth. She said she could see the way it was curling up its nose. She said then this thing growled. She said it was a low growl. She said but she could feel it, and it scared her to death. So she peeked in her rearview mirror again, and she still don't see no cars. She said that's when this thing took a few more steps and stood out on the road. And it faced her car. She said she never been so scared in her life, because she didn't know what this thing was. She didn't know if she was going to make it to see her family or not. She said this creature just stood there, and it just stared at her. She said this thing was tall. She said it had to be about 7 to 8 feet, because she looking up at this creature. She don't know what to do. She panicking. She's still hyperventilating. She don't see no cars on the road. So she said it's like she lost. She said she wanted to get on the phone so bad and call somebody. But she miles away from somebody's house or her family. She said that's when this creature, it started sniffing. She said it started sniffing the air real hard. She said then this creature, it looked back over in the tree line. She said and this creature, it just leaped. She said this thing leaped so high and far, she never seen nothing leap or jump like that in her life. She said this thing leaped over in the tree line and disappeared. She said her sighting wasn't long, but it felt like forever. She said she sat there for about a couple of more minutes, and then she left. She said she got to her family house, and when she got in there, she said her sister noticed that she knew something was wrong with her, and she asked her. She said, "Kay, what's wrong?" She said, "Nothing. I just had a deer run in front of me, and I almost hit it, and it really scared me." They said, "Oh, I know the feeling because it happened to me too." She said she never, ever told nobody about that encounter until now. Until she contacted me. And she was, she was kind enough to share her encounter with me. And I was so blessed that I can share it with y'all, man. Because y'all my family. And I love y'all so much. And I asked her, I said, do you know what you saw? She said, well, after she had talked to me and I explained to her that what she saw was a dogman, she said she started, doing her own little research on it and, trying to learn more about these cryptids and these creatures. She said, but I asked her, did this thing have a tail? She said she did see a bushy tail on this creature. And I told her, I said, yeah, because some people say they do got tails and some people see them without tails. She said, but this thing looked just like a black wolf. I asked her, did it have any other colors, on it and stuff like that? She said she didn't notice. She said that this thing it was just dark. It was just pitch black. And I asked her, I said, well, what was the scariest, thing on this creature? She said when this thing curled up his mouth and his nose and it bared his teeth. She said because she thought this thing was going to attack her. She said she really thought that she wasn't going to make it home to see her family. And I said, far as the upper body, how did it look to you? She said it looked at humanoid. She said now in the chest area, she said it's like you could see like the skin on like where the chest would be at and down to where the six pack, because she said this thing was just cut up. She said it's like you could see skin there, And she said the hair on the arms wasn't, it's like it wasn't long either. She said because she could see the definitions in this thing arms as far as the muscles, But she described this creature just like so many other eyewitnesses have described this creature, man. And like I said, I was blessed and grateful to get her encounter. So I hope when you listen to it, hope you like it. Comment. Let me know what y'all think a dogman is. Is it physical, flesh and blood, or do you think it's something supernatural? And do you think that these creatures just go around hunting humans? Me, myself, I don't. So that's it for this episode of True Encounters. And I'll see you next time on our next episode. Good night.